take the map and drive the instructor inside the classroom and link it to the M step, then everything will move. You see it?
Ladies, third grade teachers, could you tell me, how do you think this professional development was for you today?
Easy. It was productive. It was exciting.
We will never leave Mr. Hurt's advising.
Because the schools that I've worked with, the teachers I've worked with, their scores just go through the roof, because what I do is I talk about practical stuff that's practical. Because I'm a former teacher and also I'm a principal, so I'm gonna be telling you guys things that I know will work in your classroom.
Hey, listen, we have to take schools to the next level. I am tired of seeing schools fail. I'm tired of seeing teachers quit. I'm tired of principals talking about that they cannot move their school. It is time to take these strategies. It's time to take these schools to the level that I know that we can go. So once again, it's time to get serious about the work that we're doing. That's why I'm passionate about me working with schools all over the world, working with principals, working with teachers, working with districts, looking at data to drive the instructions, looking at classroom management, setting up strategies that we can impact student achievement at all levels, at the high school level, middle school level, elementary level. It is time. And when I say it is time now to get serious about. So I believe that, if everybody say it can't get done, I'm like, yes it can, why not? I said, if these kids can't read, then I'm not going to call them all this, mom, dad, I'm going to look you in your face and say this kid can't read. We let them down. School, parents, we let them down, but I'm not going to take them to the next grade knowing that they're not at grade level. It's funny because I'm always like, okay, how are schools successful? Well, schools are successful when they demand greatness. Greatness doesn't come. We're about to make history. We're about to learn. We're about to grow. We're about to make history. And then, mark my words, it's going to be other school districts, other places around it that's going to be doing this thing. We're going to be the first model. And I'm speaking that into existence, okay?
For booking, please visit SHurt.SchoolTurnaroundSpecialist.com.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. This is your school turnaround specialist, Sean Hurt, with another Saturday morning podcast. And this morning, we are going to talk about the 4 tips to help you land that administrative position, to help you land that job you always wanted as an assistant principal, or as a superintendent. So come on in. Share, give me about 2 minutes as I get all of my folks in. I got Facebook going on, I got LinkedIn, I got YouTube, I got X. So give me 2 minutes as I get all of the people in. Make sure you hit that share button. Remember, you have an interview coming up this week. Hurt, I need some tips, I need some strategies. I am going to give it to you on this podcast. So I need you to get pencil and paper out, share it out. And let's go ahead and get started. Give me about 2 minutes as I get all my folks in. Remember last week we had a good time. It was excellent on last week. So we're going to go to a whole nother level. I put on, I said, this is going to be legendary. This is going to be legendary. We're going to go ahead and get these people those jobs you wanted. Yes, those jobs. So give me about 2 minutes and just, hey, I know some of you guys are coming back from your break, your spring break, you had all this stuff happening. So I just thank you for taking time out of your busy day. But like I said, you taking time out, but this is going to help you get that job, that promotion, that job that is right there. And I'm going to give you the tips. So go, give me about 30 more seconds. I want to get everybody in. All right. Let me see who's with me today. Let me go ahead and get connected. Hold on, I gotta shoot this out. A couple of folks say, where can we find you? Where can we find you? Yep. All right. I'm excited. All right, so let's go and get started. Good morning to you, Miss Constance Sherrod. You know, she's coming from Mississippi. Hopefully I got the last name right. If I didn't, I'm very, 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 very sorry. So good morning to you. Who else I got rocking with me this morning? Who else I got? You say, Hurt, come on. I got Mrs. Truesdale from Atlanta, Georgia. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. I got my good friend, Dr. Jeter from Illinois. She about 4 hours away. Good morning to you, Dr. Jeter. Hope you and the family is doing well. Thank you for always rocking with me. Thank you for being my biggest fan. You know, I just appreciate all of the love and support. I got Miss Rella Hicks, Miss Hicks from Augusta, Georgia. I was just talking about you guys the other day. Good morning to you. Good morning to you, Miss Hicks. Give everybody my love down there. I can't wait to get down there again to work with your school. Who else I got? I got Miss Stacy L. Joy from Los Angeles. Still praying for you. Still praying for the family. I know, like Principal Kafele said, the wildfires might not have been getting all the attention that it has in the beginning, but still praying for you. We were talking about you Wednesday afternoon, you know, just talking about Los Angeles. So we just hope the best for everybody as they recover from all that. I got Miss Melissa Jones Chuno. Good morning to you, Miss Jones Chuno. Good morning to you. Much love, much love. I got my good doctor, Dr. Shika Houston in the house. That's my sister. That's my sister education. They're coming on at 10:30. So I want to say good morning to you. Give me about 15 more seconds as I get my shout outs. I got Brother David Bell from Benton Harbor. You down the street, Brother Bell. You know, I'm looking outside. It looks like we're going to get some rain. So good morning to you, Brother Bell's always good. I got Miss Christy Wallace. I've been following you, Miss Wallace. I've been following you. You've been enjoying your vacation. I saw the post this morning. You said you love to travel. Enjoy yourself, get that rest. I know you're doing some big things in your district. Good morning to you. I got Garfield W2 from Atlanta. Atlanta is in the house. I tell you, Atlanta is in the house. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. I got Rashard Davis from St. Martin. You on vacation. I love it. I love it. I love it. Let me wrap this up with two more people. I got Miss September Daniels. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Giving me that sunshine, that light. And I got AP Patrick Lawrence. Good morning to you. Good morning to you as well. Listen, hold on. I got my sister, Miss Deborah Howard, down the street. Good morning to you, Miss Howard. I saw that post of that former student. You said that she's called you Nana. And now she's looking up to you. That touched my heart. All right, so go ahead and hit that share button. Let me know where you're coming from. Let's go ahead and just rock and roll with it. Once again, my name is Sean Hurt, School Turnaround Specialist. And you know, on Saturday, I always do my podcast. So this morning, we're going to talk about how to get that promotion. We're going to discuss I'm going to give you some tips on how to get that job promotion. You might be a teacher and you want to become an assistant principal. You got an interview next week. I'm going to give you some tips. You're an AP trying to be a principal. Let's go and give you some tips. You're a principal and you might want to get into coaching and you might want to, go to the next level as an admin, assistant superintendent. I'm going to give you those tips. Why should you listen to me? You always ask the question why. Is because I've been blessed. To be able to work at every level. So I've been the one interviewing for the AP position. I've been the one interviewing for that principal position. Currently, a couple of years ago, I'm working with a university. I'm doing some work with them, working with school board. So I've been the one sitting trying to interview for that big admin position. So I'm going to give you the strategies that I use in order to get that position. I always tell people, follow people who have done the work. Follow people who's where you want to get to or where you want to be at. Why should I listen to somebody that's never been a principal before? Well, I'm going to give you the tips on how to be a principal. Have you been a principal before? Yes or no? No, I haven't, but I read 15 books. Now, you can't help me. Have you ever been assistant principal before? No, I ain't never been one, but I tell you, I seen about 25 of them last week. So I'm going to get it. No, you never interviewed and got that position. Have you ever worked in central office before? No, but listen, I go to the board meetings. Time out. That doesn't count. So y'all out there laughing. Yeah, it don't count. So I'm going to talk to people. I'm going to talk about what that looks like. So before I get started with that, I always ask the question, what keeps you up at night as an educator? What is keeping you up at night as an educator? What is that one thing? Put it in the chat. You know how I like to have interaction. Put it in the chat. For me, the thing that's keeping me up at night as an educator, and I'm going to talk about it, is that are we getting prepared for the next level? Are we getting prepared for that interview to become the principal of that 800 building school, of that high school, that 1,300 building high school? Are we getting ready to become the goal? You're the principal, and some of y'all, I've talked to you about it. How do we go to the next level and work as an admin, as an assistant superintendent? What does that look like? So that's what's keeping me up at night, because I know that people, they have the ability, but that interview process and things of that nature can really, really scare people. Let me just say that. Okay. Next thing. So go ahead and put in the chat. I got Ms. Wallace's lack of urgency among admin and teachers. Yes, we got to put some fire up, people. We gotta put some fire. And that's why I'm gonna talk about it. That's why I talk about it all of the time. As a principal, that's something that you got to discuss during your interview process. I got other people chiming in. Not keeping me up, but I am preparing for next year. Yes, you gotta be in the present, but also look in the future. That is really good. Look, these are comments that people are making. Another one, doing things the same way and expecting different results. I've been preaching that for the last 3 or 4 years. If you do the same thing, you're going to get the same results. If you want different results, you got to do something different. Well, what's something different? Listen to this podcast. Listen to Create and Educate. Listen to Principal Kafele. Listen to Josh Tarver. That's something different. Okay? Have different data meetings. Have short cycle assessments. Demand that teachers have different instruction in the classroom. Start to spend 60% of your time as an administrator going into the classroom looking at structure. Do something different. You're going to get different results. Okay. They coming in. Trump's ignorant executive orders. Miss Joy, we could spend years on that one. Not gonna go there, but I understand. We're right here, Miss Joy. Good. I love that. All right. So go ahead and put it in the chat. What is keeping you up at night as an educator? This is good to share. It's good to get it off your chest. It's good because what's keeping you up at night as an educator in Los Angeles is the same thing that's keeping you up at night as an educator in Michigan or in Georgia or in Florida, wherever you're at. Someone said management work-life balance. I did a podcast on that a couple of months ago. Look on YouTube and find it. I talked about it and it was excellent. It was excellent. All right. What's happening in education? I'm excited. I'm getting ready for the upcoming school year. I'm working with schools that we're preparing for next year. We're preparing for next year. We have our summer plans ready to go. They are preparing. In these schools that I'm working with, they're preparing now for August. So you don't want to be left behind. So I'm working with them. I have 2 more districts that I'm opening up. So if you would like for me to come in and work with your schools, I'm available, but I'm only taking 2 more districts. After that, I'm done. I'm going to be full to my capacity for next year. I'm done. Okay. And the next thing is that this week I was able to work with Principal Sermons. Hopefully she's on here. She's a principal out of Milwaukee. She inboxed me. She said, "Hurt, I need some one-on-one training on data analysis focused on NWA." So we jumped on a virtual meeting a couple days ago, and we had a good time. We unpacked that data. We looked at the data that's going to align to her state assessment. She's in Milwaukee. And then also we looked at what it's going to look like regarding classroom instruction. We were supposed to be on there for 2 hours. It went from 2 hours to almost 2.5 hours because it was just excellent work. So I want to say thank you for allowing me to work with you. I cannot wait to see your scores at the end of the year. Principal Sermon in Milwaukee. And the last thing is that this week I was able to work with school boards. That's the work I'm doing too. I'm working with school boards, worked with 2 school boards in Detroit on how to help support the district. That's something that we are missing. We talk about the principal, but we don't include school boards. Those are the ones that's making those big boy decisions. We got to bring those school boards in. So I'm working with them. I'm sitting with them. I'm saying, okay, let's look at strategically how you want the district to move. How can we support superintendents? You know, how can we align the work together? It cannot be separate, but aligning the work together, you know, because at the end of the day, if we have school boards that are focused, educated, understand different things, don't have to understand everything, but understand it, it's going to make the lives of the admin team, the superintendents, assistant superintendents, human resource easy, principals easy, and things of that nature. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? All right. So let's go ahead and just jump in it. I need everybody hit that share button. Give me some love. Give me some emojis. YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook. Let's go here. This is, I'm going to talk about 4 tips on how to help that administrative, how to get that administrative position. 4 tips, the things that I know worked for me, that have worked for other people, that's trying to interview for that next level, trying to go to that next level. And these are the things that I believe will work. All right. The first thing, that's the first thing, but one of the things that I talk about is that when you are interviewing, you want to craft a visionary leadership philosophy. How do you want the district or the school to look? What does that look like when you're coming in? You know, you coming in, what does that exactly look like? What is your vision for the school if you're trying to get that principal position at the high school, elementary, or middle school? And or what is the vision for the district? Okay, that's the first thing. Now, with that being said, one thing that I would always do is this. I would always write a 3-year vision for the school or the district that I'm applying for. This is what it's going to look like in this school or district, but let's go with school, for the next 3 years. And it would be like a 3 or 4 pager. My vision for Inkster Preparatory Academy, my vision for Einstein Elementary, my vision for Cherry Hill High School. These are the schools that I work. So I would have a 3-page binder, and I would go to Kinko's, and I would have about 5 or 6 copies, have it look nice, put it together, and then during the interview, I would give it to them. And then I would say, if I am the principal of this building, this is what it will look like. I will increase the academics, because currently we're at 15% proficiency. In 3 years, I want to get to 45%. And these are the strategies that I will have in place. I want to do the same thing in math and social studies. This is how I would conduct my data meetings and things of that nature. I actually would bring, not my resume, I'm going to show you the resume later, but I would bring it to the table. So then now I'm showing you what I'm going to do. And that's something, after I would get the jobs, all of the people that I said on the interview would say, Mr. Hurt, we've never had anybody that actually brought what the vision looked like in black and white. They would verbally say it, but bring it in black and white and show me in 3 years what that's going to look like. That right there just took me and the other 25 candidates. Remember, you got 25 candidates to a whole nother level. So I'm going to stop right there. Hit that share button. Let me know if that's sounding good. I brought it. So somebody said, well, Hurt, what if they take it and run with it? That's fine. That's just not the position for you. But you want to put your best foot forward, and that right there will allow you to do that. Does that make sense? Is that making sense to everybody? We're talking about tips on how to get the job. I'm talking about to get the job that you want. Bring it out right there to the table. What is your vision? And let the people know about it. How are you going to work with the community? How are you going to work with the admin people? If you're an administrator, how are you going to support the board members? What does that look like? Give it to me. Show me in 3 years what my district is going to look like. If I'm the superintendent, I got 2,000 students in my district, or 3,000. Within 3 years, we're going to go from 3,000 to 5,000. And this is how the marketing thing is going to look. Okay? Think about it. This is how we're going to market to get our enrollment. oh, this is how we're going to improve our athletics, because at the high school, a lot of the kids go to the high school, and I'm talking good because of extracurricular, the basketball, the football, the band, the robotics, all those things. So I need to know how you're going to market that right there. Yes, yeah, Doctor. I got Dr. Jackson. He said great information. I thank you very much. Make sure you'll go to Principal Kafela at 11. He's going to be speaking on his platform. This is how you do it as a principal. Show me how you're going to move this district. Because if you show me how you're going to move the district in a school, it's going to impact the community. It's going to impact the community. Let me give you a piece of information. In Michigan, let me just go with Michigan. Follow me very closely, please. These are our tips. These are the things that they want you to hear. Each kid in Michigan represents roughly $10,000. Follow me, $10,000 each kid. So if a kid enrolls in your district, the state gives the school district $10,000. If I increase enrollment in the school or in the district by 100 students, I'm bringing in $1 million to my district. Now we talking money. Now we talking finances. If I increase by 200, I'm bringing $2 million to my district. If I increase it by what 500 students, I'm bringing 10 million. I'm bringing $10 million. So if I'm sitting in front of you in an interview and I say, know what, I want to be assistant superintendent, I can increase it by 500 students within 3 years. Okay, follow me very closely. And this is my game plan. This is how I'm going to do it. I'm bringing in the best coaches. I'm bringing in the band director. I'm bringing in all of these people. I'm going to be able to bring this district per year close to an extra $15 million. So by me being in this seat for 3 years, I'm bringing this district $45 million. Write it down, $45 million, because I brought 300 to 500 more students in my district. What can we do with $45 million of extra money? Oh, I know I'm talking good now. I know I am talking good now. That's why you got to be able to have these talking points in your head when you're interviewing, and you have that portfolio with you to show them. You should have a page with finances. We increase it by this. This is what it's going to look like. So this is where we're going to go. We're going to go to the community. We're going to be on social media. We're going to go ahead, and then I use this. It's called Eat, Sleep, and Worship. Eat, sleep, play, and worship. Eat, sleep, play, and worship. What you mean by that? Where do the people eat at on Saturdays and Sundays? That's where I'm going to be at marketing. Where do they eat at? Where are the restaurants? Because I got parents there. All right. Where do they sleep at? Where are the addresses around and where they're laying their head at? Well, I'm on a market 50 miles away when I need to be marketing in my backyard. Where are people laying their head at? Eat, sleep, play. On Saturdays, on Friday nights, where are they playing at? Where's the local rec centers? Where are they playing AU at basketball and football and cheerleading and all those things? I need to be there. Okay. The other day, my son, he's in the 10th grade and he plays AU basketball. Follow me very closely. I took him to practice. I'm there watching. So on one side of the gym, they had the boys basketball. Other side of the gym, they had the cheerleading. Okay. Now, at this particular time, there were over 400 kids from the ages of 11 to 18 in this gym. If I am trying to get a job, if I'm a superintendent, I'm there salivating like, listen, I'm about to grab these kids. I'm about to have a table, brag about my district. I'm enrolling out of these 400 kids. I'm getting 50 kids. That's what you got to talk like during the interview process. Is that making sense? I'm gonna stop right there. Hit that share button. Let me know if that makes sense. Give me some feedback. Oh man, okay. Next thing, man, this is 10:23. I got 7 more minutes. I didn't know how this is exciting. Next thing is this. Build a stellar record of achievement. Build a stellar record of academic achievement. You have to go in there saying, listen, when I was a teacher, my kids had the highest growth and proficiency in the district, in the school. When I was a coach, I coached 3rd through 5th grade. I was the coach for the middle school for reading. This is my reading scores based on our state assessment. Look at it. Look. So you're giving it to all 7 people during the interview. This is what I did when I coached my teachers. We went from here to here. When I was an assistant principal of the school, I was over high school math. We had some of the highest math scores in the district when I was an assistant principal. Remember, you got to talk about what you did academically in a position where you was at. When I was a principal, we won. We was a reward school status. We went from an F report card grade to a B. You know, we have 4 teachers in our building that was district teacher of the year, state teacher of the year, national teacher of the year under my leadership, under me working with them. This is what I did. So this is why I feel like I'm qualified to become an assistant principal, because now if I'm doing it for one school, imagine what I can do for all 15 to 20 of your schools in your district. You have to talk about what you did in a particular role that you had. Now I'm gonna pause right there. Let me show you what it looks like. Let me show you what it looks like. Thank you for these emojis. Let me show you. I'm gonna show you my resume. Because you talking good, but show me what it looks like. Show me exactly what it looks like. Give me 1 second. I had it up. Okay, here we go, right here. All right. I'm gonna show my resume. Okay, cool. All right, thank you for everybody for watching. Hit that share button. Give me some love. Let me make this big. This is my resume. This is my resume right here. Yep. Yeah, so I'm going to show you a curriculum vitae. So this is what we call it. But look, hopefully everybody can see it. Look, and this is a principal. I was a reward school. I had to put in there. I was in charge of a $2.6 million budget. I made all of the budget stuff. I talked about one of the highest performing inner city schools in the state of Michigan based on the M-STEP and NWEA. Listen, the M-STEP is the Michigan State test. This is what every school in Michigan takes. The NWEA is a national norm test. This is my resume right here. So I got my job currently. When I was a principal before. So this is what it's looked like. This is my resume right here. I was responsible of securing $750,000 worth of grant money. Under my leadership, academic growth in reading and math increased from 5% to 21%, and writing increased by 12% when I was there for 1 year. This is my resume. So this is, so I had to get a $250,000 STEM grant. So this is separate from what I'm saying. I'm gonna move to district. This is what I did. This is exactly what I did. And you guys have resumes like this, but for people that don't, this pops. It makes people jump. It makes people say, whoa. And then one thing about my resume, if you look at now, and I'm going to get it and take it off, I always put figures and numbers. $2.6 million budget, $1 million. Look, I was responsible for getting a $1 million expansion grant for the school. I brought $1 million to the table. So these things that I'm saying, I'm showing you my resume, because you have to put these powerful things on. And someone told me, they say numbers stick out. Numbers stick out. That's why you see numbers on here. You're going to put the words, but numbers stick out in the eyes of the people. That's how our brains are wired. So I'm going to stop right there. So I just want to show you, I want to show you my resume. Okay. This is my resume that I'm showing you. Will hurt. Can we talk? Yes. Inbox me. We can talk more about it. It's just real quick. I don't have a lot of time. I got 2 more minutes. But once again, these are the tips. You're trying to go to the next level. You want that position. These are the things that they're looking for. Number 3, You have to cultivate strategic relationships. Why is it important? I know for a fact, listen, you being on my podcast, you being on Creating Educate's podcast, you being on Principal Fairley, Josh Tarver, there are people on the podcast, on my podcast. Let me keep it real. I have superintendents now on my podcast. So if they see that you're on my podcast looking at it, stuff like that, you recognize the name. So now you interview for that position, you can say, Mr. or Mrs. So-and-so, oh, you're on Mr. Hurst's podcast. Yes, I take notes. Okay, so now they see you in a different light. They see you on Saturdays at 10 o'clock, you're just not chilling. You're actually getting better. So now you're building relationships. You're building these things. It is very important. They always say it's not what you know, it's who you know. I'm going to say this again. It is not what you know, it's who you know. When I was a principal, I was hiring people that was referred by my superstar teachers. Hey, Hurt, you need to hire such and such. I worked with this person 5 years ago. This person is good. Oh, really? Yeah, Hurt, you're going to love this person. Okay, let's bring them in. I just wanted just to see here, but you was 95% was going to get the job because you was referred by somebody who I trust. If Dr. Houston or Tammy Taylor or Principal Kafele or Josh Tarver, or if anybody, if Dr. Jeter said, Hurt, I'm sending you somebody. This person is good. They was my former 8th grade math teacher. They'll work good for your building. I just need to see them. I'm gonna hire them based on what they said because I trust them. Cultivating strategic relationships work. Okay. It's 10:30. Okay. Let me stop right there, because I don't want to go over. So I just want to give you guys some nuggets. Some of you guys will be interviewing in the next couple of weeks or so. Just take this stuff with you. If you need some one-on-one, hey, inbox me. We can make it work. But I know that you will get that job. Be prepared. I showed you my resume. I talked about what you need else to bring in there, your plan for the next 3 years for the school, for the district. And then also, your data points. Do those 3 things and cultivate relationships. You'll be fine. So thank you very much. I'll see you next week. Make sure you hit that share button. And I